What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Kate Middleton, Duchess of Cambridge, is facing a lot of backlash right now from the public, but not from the press, because she is protected by the press for attending a vigil maskless in the middle of a pandemic. And it wasn't just any vigil. In fact, it was a vigil that was deemed banned and downright illegal in the UK on that day that she attended. So just to back things up here, the vigil that she attended was in honor of Sarah Everard, a 33-year-old UK woman who was found dead days after she disappeared while walking home alone from a friend's apartment. Of course, this has a lot of the public outraged about, the lack of safety for women still in this day and age. And of course, it would move any woman, and it should move any man as well, to speak out against the injustices that we face as women and the lack of safety that we face as women for doing, regular day-to-day activities. But because of the pandemic that we're currently in the middle of, and that the UK is especially fighting right now, with a new, more potent strain being found in their neck of the woods, the vigil was deemed banned because, they don't want the virus to continue spreading at the rate that it's already spreading over there. So Kate showing up there knowing that is seen as quite inappropriate by the general public, and not only that, showing up maskless with all of these health and safety concerns is seen as downright disrespectful by the general public. But of course, the British press is heavily downplaying the questions surrounding her appearance and shielding her around those valid questions and concerns as well. And not only is she being criticized for showing up maskless to a very large public gathering, but a lot of the public is accusing her of using a women's vigil as a publicity stunt in order to shield herself against the concerns that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, Duchess Meghan Markle, have kind of levied against the British royal family for not protecting her against, all of the harassment that she faced, in the UK tabloids. It's very fascinating to me that the rarely seen Duchess, who has never shown up to a women's vigil, even when it was appropriate to do so without a mask, suddenly felt compelled to do so a few weeks after her brother-in-law and his wife did a tell-all interview detailing the vitriol and racism they faced from their family while living in England. Meghan recounted a time that Kate actually made her cry days before her wedding, which was suspiciously leaked to the press in reverse, with claims that it was actually Meghan who made Kate cry before Meghan's own wedding. And Meghan and Harry also both won a lawsuit that proved that Kate's husband William's aides had actually been feeding negative stories about Meghan to the press, and he's still employed with William as well. There's a lot of controversy around that she could also be potentially shielding herself from by going to this vigil. And lastly, Meghan and Harry also talked about how the last straw for them was when, they were pregnant with their first child, Archie, and there was a kind of a meeting amongst the royal family where they openly voiced their concerns for how dark their child's skin tone might be because of Meghan being biracial. And a lot of people have kind of been speculating about whether that was William, whether that was Kate, whether it was the Queen. I don't know. And so this is a third thing that she might be kind of trying to deflect by going over here. And again, I'm going to show you the tweets that people have been leaving about Kate showing up at this vigil. But before we get to that, like you see in these photos, that literally everybody there has a mask on, because although it has been deemed quote unquote illegal or banned to show up there, they at least want to show respect for the pandemic that we're all currently facing, and reduce the spread of the virus by wearing a damn mask. And so to me, it's really, really, really fascinating that this woman, who's totally there not for attention or anything, has chosen to wear a light colored jacket while everyone else is wearing dark colored jackets, in typical winter fashion, and no mask, just to make sure that people can recognize her being there, in my humble opinion. But anyway, let's get back over to the tweets that people are saying. So first of all, a journalist just said on Twitter, the Duchess of Cambridge has paid her respects to Sarah Everard at Clapham Common Bandstand. A lot of people chose to retweet that and add in their own 2 cents. So let's start off with this one. I'm not wearing a mask so everyone can see it was you there. LOL, what type of sick PR stunt is this? Someone else added, if this was Meghan, headlines would have been Meghan breaks lockdown lockdown rules with no mask. Another person tweeted, "She made sure her face was seen by not wearing a mask. This screams PR to me." And someone else also said, "There's something deeply disturbing about the royal family using Sarah Everard's Vigil as an opportunity to gain some brownie points from the public." And so going back to this Vigil being deemed banned or illegal, to me illegal is a very strong word, especially in regards to something like this, but that's what, the UK police said. They are now kind of bending over backwards, and the palace is speaking out as well to say, oh well, technically it wasn't illegal for Kate to be there because she was working, which directly contradicts her initial statement explaining why she was there. Initially, in her statement from Kensington Palace, she claimed that she was there because it was a spontaneous decision and she felt moved by the story. So, for her to be working, a lot of things would have to be cleared from a security perspective, especially for her to go there. So, it's kind of bizarre, In fact, Nazir, a UK barrister, actually tweeted, "The Duchess of Cambridge was quote unquote working," says the Met Police Commissioner Cressida Dick when she attended the Clapham Common Vigil maskless before the police stepped in to stop the vigil itself. "I'm sure the instruction was to quote unquote work from home at that time." I think this story is a very good example of, what exactly it is that Meghan and Harry have been speaking out about ever since they left, the palace, which is that there's a huge double standard in the way that things regarding Kate are reported on by the press. We all know that Meghan would have been skewered if she showed up like this, especially with young children at home. Kate's got like 3 young kids at home, so why go out like this and not at the very least protect yourself, knowing what it is that we're going through? And number 2, she would have been accused of trying to deflect for something else, and none of that is happening with Kate in terms of the mainstream media. It's mainly just people online or independent reporters or independent bloggers or whatever, calling it exactly what it is. In my opinion, a PR stunt to deflect from, a lot of the things that are currently tainting her public image. But enough about me. I want to know your opinions about Kate showing up to a Vigil maskless, initially claiming that it was a spur of the moment, inspirational thing to do, and now when being called out on it, claiming that she was working when she was over there just to drop off her flowers. Make sure to let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.